And how will your relationship with state and local agencies help to advance not only the kids, but the city's needs?
Sure. The very first thing that pops into my head, besides housing, because we already talked about that, would be emergency services. We had the wonderful Judd Symons retired, closed his business, and he'd been our ambulance company for, gazillions of years in the city of Bishop. And sadly, with his retirement, it just opened up this, I'm going to use the word chasm. It opened up this big issue, and no one quite knew how to figure it out.
And what was the issue? Was it that the service wasn't available, or that there was competing needs for the service?
So Judd had always been the only ambulance company in Inyo County, really, except for the volunteers. So Big Pine has an ambulance, and Owens Valley has an ambulance, and Lone Pine has an ambulance.
Okay.
And I think Olancha has an ambulance as well. But for the city of Bishop and the greater Bishop area, it had always just been Symons.
Okay.
And when he closed his business, it is by state regulation the county's responsibility to fill that spot. Okay, they need to reach out and find someone or provide it themselves. It was one of those things that between county admin and board of supervisors and us over at the city limits, we had a different speed in which we wanted this to go, right? We were like, holy moly, we're going to have no ambulance in 30 days. Well, what are we going to do?
And that is such a critical need. Oh. So you have to have that filled within that amount of time.
And the county was just like, oh, we'll figure it out. And we were like, no.
We need to figure it out now.
Yes, we were a little more anxious about it, I think. Yeah. Not that the county doesn't do a great job, but just that some of us were kind of like, oh, we need to make sure our people have what they need.
Yeah, prioritize this is something we're going to focus on.
And then the second problem, and it's a universal problem across the state, the amount of money that ambulance companies get back from Medi-Cal and Medicaid is minuscule in comparison to the amount of money they're spending. And so how do you help an ambulance company survive in a town like ours where there are not many people who want to come and do the ambulance service?
You've got great distances here to cover as well. So it's
Correct.
Not as if you're just in the small city limits. Inyo County is very large. So, so covering those costs, you've got EMTs, you've got certified personnel in the ambulance. Just the payroll alone for that staff, I couldn't imagine what the cost would be.
I don't, luckily that's not a city function. So,
yes, yeah.
So right now the county has contracted with Sierra Life Flight, REACH, I don't know which name people know them by, and all of the entities that are involved are paying a subsidy to keep them afloat.
Okay.
Okay, so we've paid, the tribe has paid, and the county has paid.